What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Finance King Network. Listen, all I've been seeing, right, for this whole second part of the day, probably put this video up in the morning. It's type late right now, but all I've been seeing for the second part of the day is Fed this, Fed that, Fed that, Fed this, Fed's doing that, Fed's doing this. Here at the Finance King, we got no respect for any feds. Anything that got the word Fed in it or anything to do with the feds, we could care less about any feds here at the Finance King Network. Here at the Finance King Network, this will be the only time the feds or anything resembling those three letters will be mentioned. I want to send 50 francs to any feds out there. Whatever feds y'all talking about out there, 50 francs to all of them. Listen, let me tell you guys this. Right now is an opportunity to get stocks at probably the lowest price you will ever see them with a lot of these companies that are going to take over the world in the future. Let me say this again. Right now, you have an opportunity to acquire yourself a position in a multiple amount of stocks all across the board, from growth stocks to penny stocks, at bottom levels that you will probably never see again at these valuations that some of these companies are right now. And all I've been hearing is a bunch of pansies out there talking about feds. I never had respect for any feds when I was younger, and I still don't. That's because of my own personal experiences, right? But anything with the words feds, federales, no bueno. And definitely, right, what the feds is not going to do is trick me out of my money or my freedom, like I always tell you guys. Don't let anybody, when I say anybody, that means anybody, and definitely not the feds. Listen, let me tell y'all this, right? Warren Buffett told you guys, and most of you didn't listen. Most of you didn't listen last year, the year before. You guys been shaking ever since the pandemic hit. You guys been shaking in your boots. Recession this, that, the feds this. But meanwhile, all you pansies been shaking out there. Millionaires are being made. Billionaires are being made. And you guys are month in, month out. Feds did this, feds did that, fed that. Bunch of scared bozos. Listen, let me tell you this, right? These companies, no matter what the federales are doing, are acquiring customers, are making sales, are out there meeting new people, doing things, growing their companies. News after news after news after news with all these companies. And we got to start at a new year where all these companies that we speak about here at the shop has just been holding all that news in to put out at the right time, right? And you got an opportunity to get into these companies at almost the bottom level of these companies that we speak about here. And not just what we speak about here, but all across the board, because there's a lot of growth stocks out there as well. It's a lot of penny stock. Listen, this is not just about the plays that we speak about here. This is just, I want to talk to some of you guys that are really worried about things that you shouldn't be worried about. When people tell you, when Warren, right? Warren, before the finance king, there was King Warren. He told you guys, be greedy when they're fearful, and be fearful when they're greedy. When the stock market with all these growth plays and the OTC was at the all-time highs last year, in February, March, that was the time to get scared. That was when fear should set in, right? Not now. Not now. This is not the time to be fearful. This is the time to put your big boy pants on and get to this money. This is the time to put your big boy pants on and get to this money. 50 francs to the feds for all 50 states. Salute to everybody out there. I just wanted to throw this message out there because what I'm seeing is just a bunch of nonsense. You got a bunch of YouTubers on here in these YouTube streets spilling out a bunch of nonsense. I'm going to say it one more time. Do not let anybody trick you out your money. You guys know the rest, man. Salute.